Narcissists use induced conversations as a manipulative tactic to employ and assert dominance, control, and obtain narcissistic supply. It is their number one method that they use, which is why no matter what you do or say, you can never win. This technique, it's their baby. It's in everything that they do. It's how they control us in every way. This is the superpower that they use to control you, and they're really good at it. Hi everyone, Deanna King here, and today I would like to address the power of induced conversations that narcissists use to further control us so that we can learn to use discernment and save ourselves headaches and circular conversations. I'm sure many of you are familiar with these infamous circular conversations. And again, if anybody benefits from any of the videos that I do, please do consider subscribing and using the notification bell. I'd also like to hear any of your experiences if any of you feel inclined to share. And please do so in the comments below. Or even comment to let me know what type of video regarding narcissism or codependency that you'd like for me to do next. So that being said, let us get started. So first, let's talk about what induced conversations are, how they're meant to be used, and then how the narcissist uses them to control you in every way. Conversations are the foundation of human communication and interactions. They allow for the exchange of thoughts, ideas, emotions, and information. So while natural conversations occur spontaneously, induced conversations are purposely initiated and they're guided for wanted responses. Induced conversations refer to intentionally facilitating dialogues that encourage participants to engage in deeper and more meaningful discussions. So unlike spontaneous conversations that often center around daily topics, induced conversations, what they do is they provide a structured platform for exploring complex subjects, nurturing creativity, and promoting personal growth when used in the way that they were intended, not by the narcissist. They're using it in a whole different way here. The benefits of induced conversations are enhanced communication skills. By initiating thought-provoking conversations, individuals can develop effective communication skills such as active listening, articulation, and empathy. The second one is knowledge expansion. Induced conversations, they enable people to explore new ideas, perspectives, and areas of expertise that they may not have discovered otherwise. The third one is increased critical thinking. Induced conversations, they require participants to reflect deeply on various topics and consider multiple viewpoints. Number 4, bonding and collaboration. Through induced conversations, individuals can establish stronger connection with others. Shared experiences and deep discussions, they create a sense of trust, rapport, and mutual understanding, which are essential for effective collaboration and teamwork. Then we have the educational context. Induced conversations are widely used in classrooms as a tool for enhancing learning experiences because by introducing thought-provoking questions and guided discussions, educators can encourage students to engage actively in the subject matter, promoting critical thinking and fostering a deeper understanding of the topic. Then we have personal development. Induced conversations provide opportunities for self-reflection and personal growth. Engaging in guided dialogues centered around personal experiences, aspirations, and challenges allows individuals to gain insight, develop self-awareness, and explore potential solutions. So settings like counseling, for example, or team building, even meditation groups, especially when you're new to the group, everybody introduces each other and tells a little bit about themselves, right? So all in all, by encouraging individuals to express themselves openly and listen actively, guided conversations, they enable parties to better understand each other's concerns, paving the way for reflective conflict resolution. But now let's take a look at induced conversations by a narcissist. Narcissists use induced conversations as a manipulative tactic to employ and assert dominance, control, and obtain narcissistic supply. It is their number one method that they use, which is why no matter what you do or say, you can never win. This technique, it's their baby. It's in everything that they do. It's how they control us in every way. This is the superpower that they use to control you, and they're really good at it. And when I say in every way, it's in anything from arguments to where they want you to be or what they want you to do. You're literally a puppet with them. You're their puppet. Pay close attention to this technique. So let's get to the basics, the everyday stuff that they do, and then we're going to get to the hardcore stuff that keeps your head spinning. So what they'll do is they'll use various techniques to sway conversations in their favor, ensuring their need for admiration, validation, and attention are met. The purpose is to, number one, assert control, of course. A narcissist initiates induced conversations to establish and maintain control over others by steering discussions towards their preferred topics. The narcissist ensures their narrative dominates the conversation, often dismissing or undermining others' perspectives and experiences. So you might want to add to the conversation and give your thoughts, but they're going to use body language, for example, such as looking away and fidgeting to let you know that they're not interested. And this is to shut you up. So they're controlling you again. They didn't even have to say boo. The second one is they elicit narcissistic supply. Induced conversations serve as a means for a narcissist to obtain narcissistic supply, which refers to the attention, admiration, and validation that they crave. So by controlling the conversation, the narcissist manipulates individuals to focus on their persona or their accomplishments or their opinions. Consequently, their self-centered needs. And the last one is they create a sense of superiority. Induced conversations allow narcissists to perpetuate their grandiose self-image by steering discussions toward their achievements. They like to brag their knowledge or their perceived superiority. They get to assert their dominance, seemingly making themselves appear more important or more knowledgeable than others. So examples of these control tactics, you have a topic switching. A narcissist might abruptly change the subject during a conversation to redirect the attention towards themselves. For instance, if someone's discussing their achievements or their life events, the narcissist might interject with a seemingly related story about their own accomplishments to regain the focus. The second one is the invalidation of others. Narcissists, they often belittle or invalidate the experiences, the opinions, or the emotions of those around them. So by dismissing other people's perspectives, they maintain control and assert their perceived superiority. And the third one is, well, the pity parties. Narcissists might intentionally provoke sympathy by steering conversations toward their own victimhood or their struggles. They always want to make it about them. They play the victim card to elicit attention and support from others. So again, they're controlling the conversation. The last one is monopolizing conversations. Narcissists, they consistently dominate conversations, ensuring the focus remains on them and them only. They actively prevent others from contributing, interrupting, or taking over them to maintain supremacy. Now, here's where it gets heavy. The narcissist uses induced conversations to control everything. But when it comes to circular conversations, the only thing that will save you is to walk away, because they will win every single time, hands down. And you're going to end up walking away completely empty, and your nerves are going to be shot. And I know you know what I'm talking about. The conversation can start with you wanting to set a boundary, for example. Perhaps you're asking the narcissist to address an issue that you've been having with them regarding their degradation, and you would like for them to be less passive-aggressive when there's something bothering them. To the narcissist, this is game on. This is their play area. They're not seeing this as a concern that you're bringing to the table here. In their minds, you've just invited them to a fun chess game. So now they're going to direct the whole conversation, and they're going to control the narrative. They're going to look for ways to direct the conversation to get you to defend yourself. So now you're no longer talking about the issue at hand. And this we know is to be deflection. We know that. But it goes even deeper than that, which is what we're talking about today, how deep that this control is. You're asked that they not be so foul when you have an issue and not be verbally abusive turns into statements such as, well, that would be easier if you could just be less aggressive with me yourself. Every time I want to talk to you about something, I feel that I can't because you're just so angry all the time. See, blame shifting here. And I'm so afraid to talk to you. So now they have you expending more energy as they've deflected the conversation again. Within this one conversation, they manage to send you in all kinds of directions. The whole discussion is all over the place, except where it's supposed to be, leaving your head spinning and frustrated and feeling every possible negative emotion. They weaken you. You lose energy. They gain energy. That's how you gave away your energy, and that's how they filled up. And at times in these conversations, there's going to be moments where they're going to speak in a soft, caring manner, asking you about your hard childhood and acting as though they're listening attentively, which they are, but not for the purpose that you think. They are looking for the next card to pull. But for you, the kindness and the concern in their voice, it gets you to open up to them. And you talk because they're finally acknowledging you. You're thinking that you're getting a breakthrough here. They're finally acknowledging your pain. They're finally seeing where you're coming from. They're listening. They aren't. They are not. Again, it's a game. And in this, they are delighted seeing you fall apart at the seam. And guess what? We're no longer talking about the issue at hand. They control everything. In their minds, they're thinking, yeah, you think we're going to talk about this? Not happening. It's just a big joke to them. And while you're opening up and talking about all your stuff, you come back to the issue. And now they're going to go from understanding you and being sweet to blaming again. They might even do it covertly, such as gently telling you that it is all in your head and you are just too sensitive. And it's not your fault due to the childhood stuff that you just revealed to them. Now they're acting like a psychiatrist. So now your tears turn to complete anger and discouragement and frustration. Well, guess what? Now you're unhinged, which they'll happily point out to you. They'll happily point out to you how perfectly calm that they are. And see, that's what they were trying to tell you all along. You need help. They can't talk to you because you're just this angry person. And, well, like I just said, you need help. And as long as you're staying in the game, they're playing. Unless, of course, they've had enough supply or they've become bored where they might wrap it up. So they'll wrap up the conversation with giving you some false hope. Future faking is what we call it. They'll tell you that the two of you should seek out couples therapy or something. But again, their intention is to merely wrap up the conversation. They're not going to therapy. That's not going to happen. And if they do, then they're not going to participate. It'll just be another game. Again, control. There is zero intention to seek help, but they're going to shut you up. They were just done playing. So pay attention. Pay close attention to all interactions that you have on a daily with these people. Another way that they can use induced conversation is in hoovering. Perhaps you had a huge fight with them and you've left the house. Now they've lost control here. They don't know where you are. They don't know who you're with. They don't know what you're doing. And they need to control the situation because now they need you back in the house. So all of a sudden, you start getting text messages from them saying something like, I feel so sad that things went down like this. I love you so much. We need each other. Let's talk. Heart, heart, heart. So now what you see from this is someone who's finally got in touch with their emotions and are finally calming down. You are gone. So all of a sudden, they don't want to lose you and they realize this, right? Now they're all calm. But when you get back home, relieved that everything is going to be okay, they're back in the game. Whether that's to keep you arguing and defending, and they'll do it covertly. They'll act like They just want to have a nice talk. And then it escalates again, or just to keep you under their radar so as to know where you are at all times. Control, control, control. Again, here they have induced a conversation to control you. They'll induce a conversation to control you even when you finally leave the narcissist for good. They might try to use this technique to hoover you with texts such as, my vehicle broke down and I'm stuck at such and such a place, and could you please come and pick me up? Don't do it. Or if you must, don't go alone. With these people, you have to stay no contact as much as humanly possible. Now, if you're still with them, don't engage in arguments. Set your own boundaries. Use radical acceptance. It's not going to change. That's where we go wrong. We have to, we live on hope, but stop that. Avoid getting trapped in their blame game. Instead, focus on addressing the issue at hand. If they're not going to address the issue, walk away. Stay calm and stay in control, and don't allow yourself to be sidetracked by their attempts to provoke or manipulate you. The more you understand their game, the more that you'll be able to not take it personally, the more you will be able to stay in control. And that's where they lose. And the second thing that you want to do is you want to keep a record. If the situation escalates or you find yourself repeatedly dealing with narcissistic behavior, consider documenting the incidents. Having a record of their actions and their conversations, it can be useful if you need evidence or support when seeking professional help or speaking to others about the situations, whether it's your friends or whether it's a lawyer. Because when it comes to the narcissist, they are always going to do everything to make you look like you're the one that's come unhinged. So that is all for today. But remember that you too can take back control once you understand their game. So stay strong, stay safe, and we shall see you in the next video. Bye for now.